Hi, this is Top K Dramas with Bruce and Dallas.
Hey.
Squid Games,
Yes,
episode 2. The
indeed.
Man with the Umbrella.
Yes, that was. I only just figured that out right now, like what they were referring to. I'm not even kidding. Like it's been so long since we've done this. So
Since we've done what? Oh, you mean watched?
yes. I don't know what you were referring to, but I am gonna get my mind out of the gutter right now. So
Okay. 3 sentences. Do you have them?
yes, I do have my 3 sentences. And so, sentence number one, Officer Huang infiltrates Squid Game. Sentence number two, the players come back and form alliances. And sentence number three,
Why did you write it down?
I know, I'm just trying to remember. Sentence number three, um,
Carnage.
the second game.
Oh my God.
No, I had it. I kid you not. I had it, and then
Okay, why don't we
just
move
gone.
on? And if you remember,
No, the third sentence is okay. It's just complicated to say it, but it's just that the businessman actually knows the game and yet plays and yet act like he doesn't.
that is interesting. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yes, and so maybe that gave away too much. Well, I mean,
No,
it's supposed to be a summary, so
yeah, it's supposed to be. So this episode starts off with the cop, Officer
yes,
Huang,
yes,
following the vans.
yes.
He's on to them. He's on to something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that dude is a thug. I was not realizing that he was going to go the way that he went, but
You mean
I'm
like
loving it.
undercover?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not just undercover, but he's ruthless, and so we'll talk about it in a little bit if we get there. But
You know what's interesting when they get on so we already know it's an island. They
mhm,
get onto the ferry
yes,
and the cop is there. And you notice that they're scanning all the contestants.
yes.
So then that means they put something in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Most
under,
likely.
I'm trying to remember, did it show under the skin? Can you see it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh,
What's that?
I'm blending two different shows like I always do. I did it last episode, didn't I?
I'm sure.
Because we were watching Star Trek and remember that little creature.
Oh yeah.
And
Look
so,
at you, love. I'm actually impressed.
so I
I'm
was
actually
like,
impressed with that.
wait, I remember somebody having something in the back of their neck or their ear, but they didn't show anything.
They didn't show anything.
And so, ooh, I wonder what they put in there. Just a little chip, probably, huh?
I'm sure. I mean,
Because
look,
they scanned.
they put that freaking little chip into Grover when we had him. So I mean, to our dog.
That's our
so,
fifth child,
was a good job.
our dog. You're right. So they probably put a
Died
little
on my
chip.
birthday. It's like a country western song. Just saying.
My
Had a
dog
died on my
died
birthday.
on my birthday.
We need to
We're
stop.
so
We need to
bad.
stop. And so, but yeah, and so anyway, but
Hey, can I say something? And I feel
no,
kind of bad about
you
it.
can't say something.
Bruce and I we walk around with our feet in our mouths. That's a
Feet
saying.
in our mouths.
We put our foot in our mouth all the time.
Yeah, I never heard the plural of that.
That's because me and you.
Absolutely.
Because I'm trying to say me and you. We walk around with our feet. Oh, did I say foot? Feet.
You said feet. Yeah.
Okay. We made a big deal about the cops last week being in our front yard.
Oh.
We're so dumb. I'm telling you, I put my foot in my mouth all the time. But anyways, there were 2 cop cars here because they were notifying
Our neighbor.
Yeah, that there was a accident.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad. It wasn't
very sad. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was next of kin, somebody
Right.
A
No, it was a
relative.
big deal. Yeah, someone
So
passed away. Yeah, and
I
they were
feel
next to
bad.
kin. I mean, it's not every day that you have two police officers,
But they were
two
just
police
like
cars.
talking. They were just out there talking and like they were having a good old time. So
I mean, well, I don't know if they were having a good old time. They were probably figuring out who was going to tell
who?
who. Yeah, but
Let's flip a coin.
uh,
Look, that's hard.
however you do it. I mean,
Anyways, didn't even occur to me that it was like it would be that. It would be that.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Anyways,
yeah.
I feel bad.
I don't. Why?
Because I always
why would we
say
feel bad about that?
because I always say stuff like everything's a joke. I joke about everything.
Yeah. Well,
and then I have to be like, oh, sorry.
That's what makes us human. I mean, like I said, we were just reacting to something that was outside the window. It's okay.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't have said anything, no one would have knew. And so you're putting all that guilt on yourself.
I know.
Just saying.
Because I got myself in trouble a couple weeks ago too.
For what?
Nothing. Let's go.
So
this is where
so clearly, like I said, they put some kind of computer chip in there, and they were scanning it, and that's when Officer Huang.
This is where you're saying he's a thug.
Yeah, he was a thug. I didn't realize that he killed the guy. Yeah. Like that was the thing that I was not mentally prepared for, because it's like the cops, the police officers that we've seen in other K dramas have been pretty, like, I'm going to use a Dungeons and Dragons term, lawful good. They've been very goody two shoes, very lawful good. Honestly, this is the first time I've seen a police officer with a gun. I'm not gonna lie about that.
But listen, look at the show we're watching.
No, I know. I get it. And everything at the same time. It's just like it was startling to see him put away his gun at first. I was like, oh wow, that was new. And then he actually killed the dude. Like he killed the dude because
he had to.
Yeah, he had to, and threw his body overboard. I'm like, man, dude is ruthless. Like he is really trying to get down to the bottom of this thing, but I don't know how it's like I'm thinking about all the deep cover like movies and TV shows that I've watched. It's like, look, you normally got to get permission to kill somebody. So this is off the books.
Well,
like
also,
he's infiltrating due to his own interest, not because
what's interesting is that he did that and he doesn't really know the whole thing that's happening. Right?
That is a great.
I mean, because he could have just got himself caught. He doesn't know people are dying. He doesn't know. I mean, unless he really was listening to 456, the contestant, when he was telling the cops what's happening. Yeah. Unless he was really listening to that, and he believed it. Otherwise, he doesn't know. Why would he just kill the guy all of a sudden? Right? Because he doesn't know.
That's genius. No, I didn't even think about. I just thought he's a thug, and now you just raise his level of thugness to a whole different level.
So he's caught,
but he does want to try to figure out like if his brother is there.
Yeah. Like so he's caught by another worker, and he was reminded of the rule that he's not supposed to talk because he said something.
Yes.
And he's reminded they are not supposed to talk.
Right.
The workers are not supposed to talk.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, so you get
or not to speak unless you're spoken.
Yeah, you're given like permission to speak or something like that. And so, yeah, no, that was cool. I mean, I'm still just kind of like just dumbfounded with like this police officer, because like I said, I mean, because now I'm thinking about the king, right? And it's like, and the lead female character.
But this is not the king.
But this is not the king. I'm saying it's not like any police officer.
Okay, so they all go into the warehouse and they're getting dressed.
Yes.
I'm not sure if they addressed, because we watched this a week ago. The girl, Sabok.
Yeah. The North Korean the defector.
Number 67. We show her that we see her and she has like a knife. Remember how they're undressing them or dressing them, and she slips it into the pocket and gets
while they're searching her, and then
they didn't really address that she wasn't asleep. Remember the last episode? She was
Hmm.
still awake, but they
Right.
didn't really address her being awake during the drive and on the ferry, right? You
Correct.
don't remember
They didn't
anything
do
about
anything. No. All
addressing
you
that.
knew is just that she somehow, some way was able to stay awake.
Yeah. And she brought a knife
And she brought a
and
knife.
has been able to hold on to that.
Hmm.
Okay. So this is where they start joining forces, which you mentioned. So
Yes.
218,
Hmm.
456, 199, and contestant one. Those
Yes.
four. Those are like our main. You have the main guy,
Yeah.
Ji Hoon.
Ji-hoon.
You have his best friend, Sang Woo.
Yeah.
And you have
Ali.
Ali, and
And
you have
then
the
the
old
old
man.
man.
And so they are going to become allies to help each
Yep.
other out. They're going to join forces. And then we also see um, our gangster guy.
Yes.
He's trying to join forces
Mhm.
with Sabok, number
Yes.
67. And then that's when the older woman
Mhm.
comes in, 212, and she's trying to
Yes.
join forces with them.
Yeah.
And then he does a whole thing about, yeah, we're going to, that stuff.
Yeah.
Get together later or
The
something.
whole patriarchal, hyper masculine,
Mm-hmm.
toxic masculinity thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, I hate saying it, but you need you as a
Entertainer or
director
show.
to be able to because it's like
Well, you got all kinds.
this it actually needs to be demonstrated because you're going to be able to see their power also. Like like when you see that, then you already know that they're going to like rise up and do something that you would not anticipate quote women doing and everything because but I'm going to tell you right now that those two are definitely just as ruthless as anyone else playing this game right now. And so they are going to, they're going to use what they got, and that's the charm, that's the storyline, that's everything. They're going to use what they have in order to be able to get through this game.
So what's interesting is that I don't know what to call him, the guy in the black suit. He seems to have a little more power than everybody else.
Yeah, the front man, I would
Yeah,
call him. Yeah,
the front man. He says the re-entrance is 93%. And so he tells the workers, go find out what happened to those others.
yeah, keep an eye on them or something like that. Yeah.
Why? Just because they want to try to start another game?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you
then they
just
have
want to
dinner.
know. I mean, and then it's like you saw what with Ji-hoon did. He went straight to the police. I mean, everyone went over to the police all at once.
Maybe they want to find out just to make sure. Yeah.
Just to make sure, and then I mean,
Interesting.
clearly, if they did do something that jeopardized the games, they would just kill them.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. Because at first I was thinking, why does he want to know what's happened to them? But you're right, to see if they're
just to maintain the integrity of the game.
Yeah. Okay, so dinner served,
Mhm.
and then the workers are told to go to their rooms. This is like the end of the night,
Yes.
and they have them on a strict schedule.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
wonder how much they're
rules.
getting paid, quite honestly, because that seems to be a pretty Spartan existence. That
And who would do that? And who would do that?
Apparently a young kid. I mean,
Yes, because we find out they're young.
Yeah. Well, one guy is definitely.
They must have enticed them with a good amount of money.
It must, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what?
You got to be a different type of person on the that's carrying out the rules. Yeah.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah. You're gonna have to be the person that does what they told you to do, no matter what.
Well, you know what? They did the same
they're
thing.
They're probably being extorted then.
And they probably did the same thing that they did with the contestants. They found that, they went out searching for a person that would do that.
Yeah.
And like you said, maybe extort them for something.
It's for sure got to be extortion because we'll wait for it until all the way to the end. But the thing I'm thinking of is Black Mirror, or what? Yes, it was Black Mirror, and how right, like they caught this younger kid doing something online.
Oh my god, that was right. So I mean, what was hard.
It? I think it was like child pornography or something like that. And then and look, Black Mirror, is freaking amazing. Alice and I watched that thing, and it was absolutely
And there's a lot of
stunning.
scenes
Yeah,
though
but
too that
it's horrible. It is just as bad, if not
no
worse.
kid should be watching
Yeah,
that.
no kids should be watching Black Mirror, but it was amazing. It
Man,
was
it's
amazing,
thought
and that very
provoking.
first one was absolutely off the charts with the politician and social media, and let me just say, and the pig, and then I'm gonna stop. But I'm just saying all of that to say that you have to find the right, like, because that person is very different than the person that's playing the game, right? The person that's playing the game is a person that's just completely down on their luck and is willing to take all the chances in
Oh
the
my
world to
gosh, to
win,
get a type
right?
of person that you
Yeah.
need that's gonna
But the other
kill
person has to be
people.
someone who's going to follow the rules no matter what, because you got something over them, right? And
Oh
so
my gosh.
that's and
It could
so
easily be somebody.
it's definitely going to be a psychological, like that is it's both sides of the equation are
I hope
having
they
something
address
very
that.
psychological happen. Yeah.
It could be like exactly like Black Mirror, the type of person that they in that episode that you're talking about, that
Yeah.
young kid who they found, yeah.
Yeah, and then they
Caught
did
him.
all of these horrible things, and then at the very end, they wound up still releasing. Anyway, see, I
Okay.
messed up the episode for you, but
Yeah,
just
that was
saying, we're not
bad.
talking about that. We're talking about Squid Game. So, but anyway, so like I said, I think it's really two different types of people, right? It's like people, but that's
Okay,
going on. Go ahead.
so 212 begs to go to the restroom. She's the other woman.
Yes.
Well, because there's two women.
Yeah.
So she's the older one and she begs to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, people have to go to the restroom.
Yeah, that was really weird to
I
me
go
that they
like
wouldn't have
twice
that.
a night. Like
They wouldn't have that somehow.
Like put a restroom and they made it a big deal.
Right.
Like, yeah, you know. So she ends up going, but also our other girl, 67, right? 67.
Yes.
Follows her.
Yep.
And goes with her because she has a plan. And you saw that earlier, right? When she's looking up at the ceiling.
Right.
So they get into the restroom and 67 climbs up into the chutes, to go into the vents to go see if she can find anything. And she tells 212, watch out for me.
Yeah.
Because the worker is right outside the door to the bathroom. So the worker, so 67 is climbing around and she gets to the kitchen and she sees them in the kitchen melting
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she smells it. She doesn't know what it is at first, but we see her later tell a couple of the other contestants, I smelled sugar.
Right.
And so, and then 212, she was gonna, she found a way to sneak in her cigarettes.
Yes, which, see, these are the kind of things that just drive me nuts. It just drives me nuts. And that is, okay, so they're going to change these people's clothes and all of this stuff. Are you telling me that you're going to bring them into this highly secured place and not do a full body cavity search? That to me is ridiculous. I mean, look, let's just be real about it. It's like prison movies, you see that stuff all the time. It's like they do a full body cavity search. I know, and
they're
yet
there
at
to
the
play
same,
a game. And
I get it, but if you're trying to ensure the security of your game,
it's not that good because how could 67 have a pocket knife and they not find it? I mean, they would have had, if they really wanted to do that, they would have had them go through security metal detectors.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just not happy with that little
like,
bit.
No.
Well, the other no, I think that's absolutely within the realm of. I mean,
no,
these folks have been violated in a lot of different ways already. But no, what I think is that they don't care. I don't think that the game people, the big time game people, actually care if someone is able to sneak something in
to try to win the game.
Yeah, to try to win the game. I don't think they care. So
really?
So to that level, like they're not trying to care.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to talk to Alana about that one.
About the cigarettes?
About the hiding places.
No.
Look.
Hey, whatever it is you feel like you gotta talk to her about. Okay.
She may not quite understand like what was happening there.
Where the cigarettes were hidden? Okay. I thought it was pretty clear. I mean, they were in a condom for crying out loud. So, just saying.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
just
Let's move
you know,
on.
when you have to talk to kids about certain things, it
Yeah,
just
I
I
get
mean
it.
that's not the worst thing. We could talk about it, but I'm just saying if you're a
You're
parent,
both girls.
yeah, that's not a
So
big deal. Like I'm not embarrassed or anything to talk to her about it. I'm just thinking of the things you have to talk to your kids. Oh my
or
god.
not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but you should.
Okay, have fun with that.
Yes.
I'll definitely be doing, like watching football videos or something like that
Huh?
when you have that conversation.
Love, you would have Bruce acts like it's a big he would have that conversation with her in a second.
Oh, actually, I would. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just it wouldn't even be that intense for me.
No, it wouldn't be anything for you.
It's seeing you squirm about it that kind of
I
makes me go
know.
like, I don't want to see that.
Oh,
That's the part that bothers me the most. I would just tell Alana straight up. It's like she hit it in her vagina,
yeah.
and it been done.
Why do you have
Boom.
to say those private words?
And that's the actual scientific
You're right.
word.
You're right. I'm
So
being a little bit. Yeah.
you're being by a little bit extra. You mean a lot extra.
Bruce
So
is
go
a
ahead.
little more open than I am. I get a
Very
little,
much so.
yeah. Because when I had to talk to Alana about, that stuff, remember?
Yeah, I mean,
It was like 2 years ago. We were shopping all day, and she finally asked the question, and I had to tell her. And she was,
ask what question?
you know, about the birds and the bees. And we were together all day shopping, and she was so excited to know everything.
Mm,
It was so hard for me.
everything, yet
And
not
then every
everything.
time we would get in the car, she's like, "Did you tell me everything?" And I'm like, "Okay, there is this one thing." And she's like, "What? Tell me what? And then we get home. She's like, "Oh," and then yeah, she gets home and she tells you. She was like, "Oh my god, guess what mom told me?"
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, "I can't wait to tell Nana." And I'm like, oh, "Don't you dare!" Nana did not tell me anything. She will be very embarrassed. Don't tell her anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
All of
okay.
this because what, 212? Is that what
Oh,
it is?
that dang character.
All
Yes.
because
Okay.
212.
So there's something going on. One of the contestants has a how do you call it? He has a spy there or somebody.
An inside
And
person.
that's what I was trying to say. Something like that. Yes, because
That's why I get paid the big bucks. But
yes,
anyway.
that's why Bruce gets paid the big bucks. He finds a piece of paper in his bread. When they're served
Yes.
breakfast, he finds a little piece of paper. And did it say anything? I don't think it said. I don't think they showed us.
I think it actually said the game, which we didn't understand the game, but it's like honeycomb game or something.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually said the name of it.
Okay. And I think you're right. I think it did say that. But we also, I think we see something else they talk to him, right? He gets let, isn't he the guy from the first episode that gets led into another room or something?
I don't remember.
Okay.
We're gonna have to go back.
Well, anyways, there is a contestant that has, someone on the inside telling him.
For sure. Yeah, definitely giving them an advantage. A huge advantage on this one because
Yeah.
you would have picked the umbrella. Woo!
Okay, so they're on their way to the second game.
Mhm.
Contestant 218 ask 67.
218, who's
Yeah,
218?
he's the best friend.
Sangwoo?
Singwoo, he's the best
Got
friend.
it.
He overheard her talking, and he knows that she saw
passing.
something because he knows they went to the bathroom. So he overheard her talking,
Mhm.
and so he asked her, "What did you see?"
Yeah.
And then we find out that she told him that she smelled sugar.
Yep.
Or they were melting something. And he also said, "Hey, I know, and then he had told her, "I know you're a North Korean defector.
Yeah.
The games that they're playing, I played, all through childhood. Let me know what it is, because maybe we can figure it out."
Okay.
So do you remember him saying that to her?
Yes, I remember
Okay.
that. Yeah.
And so they go into the room, and 218, the best friend, you could see him trying to figure out what it is, and he remembers after they see the big playground. He remembers. You see a flashback.
He actually remembers.
So this is where it comes into one of your sentences.
Third sentence. The
Eh,
businessman acts like he doesn't know,
And
but he
does
does
he?
know.
Does he?
Oh, for sure.
Or
No,
is he
for
still kind
sure.
of
No,
confused?
he definitely knows.
Okay, so he kind of knows something, but does he really know? Because
Well,
he
they
could
even
be.
had the images. It's like,
Yes,
like
no, no, no,
when.
no. What I'm saying is, yes, he knows something. Like he knows this game,
Mhm.
but maybe he's like, I still don't kind of know what we're gonna do. Or do you think he does? Like he knows, oh, we're
I
playing this
know.
game.
No,
You think so?
he's thinking we're gonna play this game.
Okay,
I'm
because
picking the triangle.
I keep saying best friends, but they weren't really best
They
friends. They
weren't
were
really.
just friends.
The
So
businessman.
so 456, Jihoon, he asked them, what do we do? What shape do we pick? Because they were supposed to get in line. And he says, well, I think we should, basically split up, that maybe we can get ourselves in trouble if we all go to the same shape.
Yes.
And then he also gives them a little bit of advice.
Mm-hmm.
And and does he give him this advice because of what he told him that we should split up?
Yes.
When he says, there's this term, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Correct.
So why is he telling him that? Is he telling him because that's why we should split up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that we don't all go to the same shape. And if we pick the hard one, we're all in trouble.
Exactly.
At least maybe some of us might survive if we.
Exactly.
Okay, so I was a little bit unsure about that.
Well, that's the way I interpret it.
Okay. So they get their tin can with their kind of like a sugar cookie or sugar, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen anything like that. Have you?
I've never seen anything like that. No.
I wonder in South Korea, did they have people sitting at the park making those things, and maybe your mom will give you $1 or something, you go buy it, and you try to do that?
Yeah, I have no
Like
idea.
they have the ice cream man here.
Hey, somebody tell us that that's actually. I mean, I'm assuming that that's actually a real game, red light, green light was, and so.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if somebody like a vendor would have to be there to sell you.
Yeah. That's. I mean, that's a great
Like if
question.
you're at a park or
no
something.
Idea. But he should see. This is the reason why he knew what they were doing. He knew what they were doing because he picked the triangle. That was the easiest shape to do it with. Period. Point blank. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right. The triangle is absolutely the easiest shape.
Then why wouldn't he tell his friend to go to the triangle?
Because he's trying to win the game.
Okay.
That is just, to me is seriously is that simple to me. But
they made, like earlier on, remember, they all made a connection, like they were gonna help each other. So why wouldn't he say, hey, all of us should go to the triangle?
Because if you split up 400 billion won.
Do you think at this point right now he's even trying to do in his friends?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's trying to save face. And the only way he's gonna be able to do that is get all the money. Not part of it, not some of it, all of it.
Okay. So this is where I was a little bit offended.
Really?
It got to me because the first contestant got eliminated, and then more, and then we get to a point where one of the contestants turns on the shooter and gets the gun from him.
Yes.
Like when he was about to shoot him, not the when the worker was about to shoot him. I couldn't watch anymore. I was done. I was like, oh, I can't watch. And then I kind of missed it, and I woke up and I opened my eyes, and I'm like, oh, he got the gun from him.
Yeah.
And it was too much for me. It was too much.
Too much killing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, at that point, it was too much for me.
Okay.
And this is where 456 figures out to lick the back of the cookie.
Yes.
That was genius.
Genius.
Yeah. And then you see everybody else start doing it. And then you see 212, she has a lighter.
Yeah, she did.
And she's heating up the needle. I remember we used to do that with our eyeliner in high school.
Really?
Because we used to buy the cheap eyebrow liners and they were too hard.
Oh.
So we would burn it, and then lucky we didn't burn our eye.
Lucky you didn't burn your eye, that is for sure.
And okay, so Let me go back to the guy that takes the gun from the worker
Yes.
because he tells him to take off his mask.
Yes, he does.
And that's when you said it's a young guy.
It's a young dude.
It's a young
Young
guy.
dude. Yeah. Yeah. That was, I don't know if that was surprising to me or not, but it was just like, yo, that's a young dude. That was the first thing that jumped into my head was that was a young guy.
Okay, so maybe this is where I got confused because then the contestant shoots himself.
Yes.
I think I got confused because oh, that's where it is because I thought he was going to shoot him or
Yeah.
something like that. And I closed my eyes because I just couldn't watch. And then he shoots himself.
Right.
That is why, right at the end, this is the end. This is when, what did you call him? The guy in the black suit?
The front man.
The front man, where he comes in and he shoots the worker.
Yep. He said, once they know your identity, you're done. Bang, bang.
Yeah, because all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, this is for thugs. This Squid Game thing is for thugs only. Like for real. Like this. I mean, in retrospect, you probably wouldn't have wanted. In retrospect, you probably didn't want to do this. I mean, if you're already offended by how much killing there is, because this is just straightforward killing.
Yeah.
The killing that's going to happen later on is
going
to be even worse because you're going to have some emotional attachment. Like when number one gets offed, or when
we don't know that.
We don't know. We don't know. We're going to remain hopeful, but I'm going to tell you what.
Okay.
Ali is definitely going to get smoked. He's just too nice.
Okay. Something else happens.
And our hearts are going to break. But
something else happens.
Yeah.
And tell me what it means. The cop, he had traded masks.
He had traded masks.
With who?
Well, the triangle.
I'm trying to remember.
Hold on.
Okay. The mask.
Yes. So
was he the one that was supposed to be the one to kill that guy?
No. He said that he was on body disposal duty or something like that.
Okay.
But the triangle guy was like circling around like, hey, we need to have a conversation.
Yes.
And that's when.
Oh, so that's when he switched mask.
Yeah. Well, he switched masks with the dead dude though.
Right? Oh, okay. So this way now they're not going to be able to find him. Are they numbered? How do they know?
I don't know. I don't know how that system works.
And didn't they keep showing like a little clip on him or something?
They keep showing like his left chest.
So street sweepers going by. So okay, so they keep showing something, or I thought it was like a clip or something, a metal clip on his.
Yeah, it apparently something like that, but they haven't made it clear because no other people actually have the clip. Like they don't have badges or anything like that, and so it feels like it's just alluding to something that's going to happen in the future.
That was the end of episode 3.
2. Yeah, and I wanted to say
2. That was the end of episode 2.
No, that's the end of episode 3. We're on episode 3.
Are we?
Yes, love. We're on episode 3. Yes.
Okay.
Say yes.
The honeycomb. Just the honeycomb episode. What were you going to say? You had something else to say?
I just wanted to just reiterate that it's like, this idea that Ji-hoon is actually like in some way, shape, or form, he's like smart. We really are supposed to root for this guy because he's smart, he's capable. It's just he just made some bad decisions. He got some bad luck.
He's charismatic.
Yeah, he's charismatic. He cares. He genuinely cares about people.
He does.
Yeah, and we'll see how it winds up. Playing out and everything. But that was just something that I wanted to say. It's like I know it's like he was in a crisis, and crisis can at times spark inspiration. But it was just really like I said that, and then like I said the pin number for the card. Those are the kind of things, like I said, those little things that let us know is like, oh, he can actually think.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. It's just, there's just people that they're not great at handling money or decisions and things like that.
Yeah.
It just happens.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. This was Talk K Dramas with Bruce and Alice. Please subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah.
And
this is way too loud right now.
It's okay. It's the Street Sweeper. We will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.